quiet.
Welcome to the Powertrip Podcast Live. You're now tuned into our Thursday evening chat with your hosts,
Charmaine
and Saquon.
Hello all, and
What's
welcome back to the OGs, and welcome to all our new guests.
Welcome.
We hope you guys are all having a wonderful evening. And before we get into the juice of today's episode, for those of you who don't know, every Thursday we get together to discuss controversial topics surrounding family, community, and relationships. We have three main goals. Our first goal is to strengthen communication skills within our community. Our second goal is to expand our perspective so that we can all gain a greater understanding. And our third goal is to continue to build exceptional families that will uplift the world around us.
Yes.
So with that being said, hello. How's everyone's evening going?
Yes. How's the day going for everyone?
Yeah.
How's your day going for us?
My day is going really nicely. I feel wonderful. Today was a good day.
Yeah, so far so good.
Yes. What about yours, honey?
So far it's really good actually.
Nice.
Really good.
Okay. Yeah. Hey G.
What's up, G?
Yeah, can't complain. How you doing tonight? Okay. Let's see. All right, so tonight we have a really interesting topic for you guys. We're going to wait for a few more people to get in here before we read the email. But, no, I'm not going to say it.
What?
No, I was going to say, but ponder on this, but I'm not going to say it. He said, all is well, making some breakfast for dinner.
Oh, man.
Sometimes that's the best.
Yeah, I actually was thinking about that recently.
Really?
Yeah. Why is this doing that to me like that?
Your shirt?
Yeah.
Probably because my shirt is red, though.
No, because the white on white, probably.
Oh, maybe. You're just blending.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you making? I'm going to say Quan will be back. Quick outfit change. Hey, I'm Chi-Chi. Hey, Kev. How are you guys? I think I don't know, it's going a little slow. Okay. How are you guys tonight? Saquon will be back. He'll do a quick wardrobe change. And then we'll get started with the topic. Oh, homemade French toast, vegan sausage with some fruit. Sounds good. Mighty delish.
Vegan sausage?
Vegan sausage. Hey, boo-bears. Okay. So good. We got a good amount of you guys in here. So we hope all you guys are doing well. And thank you for joining, of course.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Oh, you got it. Just leave it like that, I guess.
Okay. Let us
What's
get
good,
into...
Kev? Hey, I'm Chi-Chi. What's up, Janae?
Hey, Dolly. All right. So we are going to read the email of the week. It's a very interesting one. I'm excited to talk about this one, actually. And I'm really excited to get your guys' perspective on the situation. All right. You want to read it or you want me to?
You can start it off. I'll come in right there.
Okay.
Doing fine. How are you guys?
We're doing good on Chi-Chi. I'm not sure what the last part means, but we're doing wonderful and glad you're doing fine.
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to read this email. My husband, who has been parenting my daughter for 10 years, doesn't want to adopt her after she asked him to be her dad for real. And I don't know what to do about our marriage. I had a child when I was 16, and I am not with her father, and quite honestly, don't know where he is. He wanted nothing to do with my daughter. When she was 6, I met my current husband. He promised me he loved her and would treat her like his own, and he seems like he has. We have more kids together. It was her 16th birthday last week, and she told me that she wanted her stepdad to adopt her. I thought this was a great idea, and he has always been her dad, anyways. He said yes, and there were a lot of happy tears, and my younger kids were happy. It was one of the happiest moments of my life. Okay, you want to read that part?
Oh, I can if you want me to.
Okay.
That night, he told me we had to talk. He told me that he did love her, but not the same, and he felt a bit weird about adopting her because he felt like it would be a disservice to her, and it would be a disservice to her to have a dad who didn't love her like his other kids. He told me that he wanted to talk to her about it and say that she could definitely take the last name if she wanted, but that he couldn't adopt her and that he felt bad about it. But it wouldn't be fair to anyone. He said he knows we are a package deal and will always treat her well and like a part of the family, but he couldn't be her dad. He told me he was sorry and he felt guilty and that he would take care of it and I didn't have to. My heart never hurt more in that moment, and I genuinely feel like I have failed my daughter. I told him I didn't want him to speak to her about it, and that it clearly didn't, and that if clearly doesn't think of her as his kind, then his kid, then it was my job as a parent to take care of her. I don't know what to do. Do I ask for a divorce? I felt sick, dizzy, and numb all week. How do I tell my daughter? I don't know what to do. And please don't tell me that step parents don't have to love their step kids the same, because my daughter doesn't have a father and considers my husband to be her dad. He has helped raise her and discipline her and shared her best and worst moments with her. I have never felt so terribly about something in my life. Please help. I think I want a divorce.
That is deep.
Yes.
That is very deep. So,
where do you start?
So I want to just summarize for all those who might have just joined kind of in the middle of us reading.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, this woman had a child when she was 16 years old. She's no longer with that child's father and doesn't even know where he is. When her daughter turned 6, she met her current husband and married him. So he's been in the life, and now the daughter is 16. On the daughter's 16th birthday, she asks, could the stepdad adopt her and become her real dad? He said yes. Everyone was excited and happy, and they also have other younger children together. Later that night, he went and spoke with the wife and said he actually doesn't feel comfortable adopting her because he doesn't love her as much as he loves his other kids, and he doesn't feel like it would be right. So now the wife needs help deciding what should she do. Should she stay with him? The husband said he would talk to the daughter about it, but she doesn't want him to. She wants to, and she just feels heartbroken. I mean, this is huge. This is tough. Right. So what do you guys think? Hey, Mama J.
Hey, what's up, Mom?
And yeah, where do you start? So I do think when you get into a relationship with someone with a child, your mindset has to be like it is a package deal. And granted, right, he has been there, and from the way the mom speaks, it seems like he's been supportive and he has treated her well. But for me, it's like I just don't understand. Like, maybe I don't fully understand what he means. Like, I can understand your biological child. There may be a different bond that you have with them versus a child who may not be biologically yours.
Right.
I can understand that happening. However, you've been in this child's life for 10 years and you don't feel like you can adopt them, but you do feel like she can have your last name. It just doesn't make sense to me, the mentality of that. Like I would want to, I have to talk to him.
Right. So
because it doesn't make sense.
it doesn't make sense to me either. I honestly, I feel like to do it all so fast like that, I honestly think that he's in his head about it.
Yeah.
I think he's really, really in his head about what's being asked.
Right. And what it all consists of, right. I guess. Okay.
But then again, for him to be saying this means a lot. You get what I'm saying? This means something about how he feel about her compared to these other children.
Right?
Yeah. So I don't know. This would be. I don't know how I would take this actually.
Yeah, I would. Okay, let's read on Chi-Chi first. Actually, on Chi-Chi says, unfortunately, we can't mandate feelings. He's been taking responsibility and acting as a father would. I don't feel divorce is in order because there are other children they share.
Okay.
So I agree. I don't think necessarily divorce is in order because of how he feels. I just think that it's going to take a lot for them to get past this because, for one, he already said yes.
Right.
He told the daughter yes, and everyone was super excited. And then maybe he was caught up in the moment and he thought it was a great thing at first. Excuse me. But then after self-reflecting, like you said, he really thought deep about it and decided that this is something he doesn't feel would be right.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's hard on both ends because you can't mandate how someone's going to feel, but now imagine how this little girl's going to feel.
Yeah, I think, and that's the tough part about this one is the girl is going to be crushed.
Yes, the daughter.
You know, the daughter. The daughter is going to be crushed. But it's his fault. Because first of all, he shouldn't have said yes.
Like right.
That. Because I feel like like I'm saying, I think he already knew he didn't feel the same.
Right. After he had his kids, I'm sure he probably felt like, oh wow, this bond with my biological children is different.
Right.
And it doesn't mean that he still doesn't love this other daughter, you know, his stepdaughter, but he may have just be, you know, it's possibly he just feels that.
But I think he needs to put his feelings to the side.
I don't necessarily think so because that's like if he puts his feelings to the side just to make them happy or her happy, it's still going to affect then him. Like it's like a lose-lose situation in my opinion.
I fully understand what you're saying. But my thing is this. All right, so and maybe there's something more to adopting a child that I don't know, right? But if I'm taking care of this child, living in this household, you know, everything, I'm that all the way down to the point that I'm disciplining you, right? Why not?
I mean, I get it, and I totally agree. I feel like you've been here for so long. For one, why didn't it maybe happen sooner? Or, you know, like, was this not ever a discussion in the relationship? And maybe it wasn't. Maybe everything was fine the way it was, but now the daughter, for some reason, had this thought that she wanted him to adopt her and be her legal, you know, father.
Right. Maybe she came across something.
Maybe. So Mama J says, I'm not sure if divorce is the answer. But the relationship between any of them won't be the same. I definitely agree. I think they definitely probably have to go to counseling, and maybe he should also go to like counseling by himself to kind of work through why he feels like because he loves her less that adopting her would play such a big toll and not be or fair to anyone. That I don't like because he said, you know, it's not fair to anyone if I adopt her.
Right. So, okay, I just looked it up. One of the main benefits of a step parent actually adopting the child is actually having like legal rights over the child. So if something was to happen to the child, he can't go, like, if in the hospital, he can't go in there. He can't do anything. So I guess I see it, but I don't understand why he would want to give that away to her. See, and I don't know if her dad is around or not.
The mom said no. She don't
even know where he is. So yeah, I don't understand why he would want to leave that open for someone that is clearly not there.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah, that is.
Hey, Camille Stern.
What's up, Camille?
Go ahead, baby.
She says, the stepdaughter's heart is going to be broken. It sucks to know that she's the only one loving unconditionally. I think that she might always feel like the stepchild of the family. After this, I think she is going to feel like the stepchild of the family. Definitely. And I don't think she did before, because I feel like a child probably from... I can't say that.
Unless, because now it depends too. It's like, well, I don't know. I don't know if he treated her any different than he treated his biological children with her mom. But it's just so tough and sticky.
Right. Aunt Chichi says exactly. What difference if he adopts? I'd really like to know what's going on in his mind. Some more talks need to happen.
I agree.
Yeah, it needs to be more communication between, like, at least saying, like, how he feels, what he's thinking about. Like, what does he think the cons are?
Right, exactly. And yeah. And then
Poppy says it could be he feel he is robbing her of her identity. Okay.
Interesting. I mean, and that could be true because, biologically, he may not be her father, and he doesn't, I guess, God forbid, when people get older, they may go back and look for their biological parent or, what have you. So maybe he just, I don't know, maybe he's thinking about every scenario you could think of, and he just doesn't want to make this big decision and then maybe the daughter regret it or, in
and
the future.
Is it actually robbing if, this is what she wants? Like,
Yeah, but
she could always change it back. Right? If she changed her name, I mean, even the adoption thing, I mean, after she 18, what does it matter?
I mean, legally, it's still like, and I don't know if for an adoption with this, like her being this age, where the dad have to give up his, like waive his legal rights, and when they have to hunt down the dad, maybe there's a lot that goes into it that the stepdad is thinking about that, we're just unaware of.
Right.
And so I agree that with Aunt Chichi, like more talks definitely need to happen between them. What do you guys think? Do you guys think the stepdad should talk to the daughter about his change decision? Or do you think the mom should break it to the daughter? Because the mom said, she said, you don't have to tell her. I'm going to tell her that you don't want to adopt her now. Now she's just my responsibility since you don't want to be her adoptive parent.
I think they need to talk to her together.
Okay, why?
Because I mean, I think they need to talk to her together, but he needs to initiate the conversation probably. Because it, as a man, what you did and what you initiated, what you kind of already started, you should be able to be the one to kind of start the process of mending your wrongs. But also because now, like how we said, after this, she's gonna feel like the stepchild.
Yeah.
She's gonna feel like you feel as if you're not my parent. So my parent should probably be here with me.
Yeah, that's true. So she doesn't feel just so alone, I guess, at that moment. I like that. I agree. I think they should go together and have the conversation, but he should initiate it, and he should be able to explain himself to the daughter. And unfortunately, I don't think, just as a child, being in a young child's mindset, I don't think whether you explain it or not, it's just still going to be hurtful. So
right.
Yeah.
There's no way around it.
It's not.
Chichi says they should talk to her together, but the man should be doing most of the talking. Yes,
I agree.
My mom says it should come from the mom first as a lead into the conversation between them. her mom is her constant, so let her take the lead.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. Aunt Chichi says definitely. I think he should explain thoroughly and honestly.
Mm-hmm. Camille.
Camille says the mom should speak to her first. Another one. The daughter needs to know her mom will always love and support her through this because she's not going anywhere.
Yeah,
Right.
I agree. I still like them going together so the mom could be that support.
Right.
And I feel like she can discuss that after the conversation with the dad. He can excuse himself and then they could have a conversation and she can let her know. But yeah, I don't, this is really tough. Like when Saquon got this email, I was just like, this is going to be a good topic because it's so hard and I feel like it's just nobody wins in the situation. And I don't think the stepdad is doing this out of malice or bad intent. No. And it's just how he feels and whatever thoughts are racing through his head. But it's like now this whole family will never be the same.
Yeah, I think him as the father and the head of the household, he taking the L. With not saying yes, honestly, and how this all playing out, he's taking the big L because she like it's not one unit no more.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be a broken I mean they may be able to get past this, but it's gonna take a lot of time, a lot of healing, and I think the biggest issue is because I don't know how she would have took it. I mean, granted, she asked on her birthday, and sometimes you don't want to say no either. If like it's a happy celebration and someone's oh, will you adopt me and just now be my brother? Like you've been here, and she probably assumed why would you say no? Like you've been here pretty much my whole life. Yeah,
married my mom, had more kids.
Exactly. So in her mind, she's probably thinking, yeah, obviously he's gonna say yeah. Yeah. So then imagine him saying no on that morning or that birthday day when she asks. That would kind of throw people for a loop too. Like, whoa.
Yeah, and that's public. That's not something that's happening just within the home.
Well, I don't know where the birthday.
No, I'm saying. I mean, I guess. But you think it would have been just them, maybe?
It could have been. I mean, I don't know. It could have been.
You never know.
But then it's like, okay, that would have been bad. But even still, now in my head, I have it as you said yes. You told me you would do it.
That's the.
And now you're reneging. So it just doesn't make sense. I think maybe because especially if we're like, okay, in the day you say yay, now at night you say no. I think he needs to do a little more self-reflection because within them few hours, you need to think a little bit deeper.
Right.
Because you're being too flip-floppy. Aunt Chi-Chi says, maybe she asked to be adopted because she felt like the stepchild. Maybe she hopes that by asking to be adopted, things would change. That's interesting. And I think like after they have the conversation and he talks to her, I think it would be great for the mom to really want to understand too why the daughter wanted to be adopted, especially after all this time. Why on this day did you decide to ask him? And not in like a judgmental way or anything, because like I totally understand, her maybe feeling like that. But just to really get to the root of like what the daughter is feeling, and is she noticing things of being treated differently or, feeling like she is the stepchild? Okay, Mama J says, not only will it never be the same between them, but also the siblings. That is true as well. And she says, which makes him a liar now in her eyes. Yep. Mm-hmm. Poppy says, he may also feel that giving her his last name is enough. And I feel like, okay, that could be true. And to me, I feel like after 10 years, I feel like that should have been already brought up, in my opinion. But maybe
after 10 years.
Yeah, like the biological dad's not there. She's probably calling him dad. And I would just, once the mom got married, the daughter was 6 when they met, I think she said. Yeah. But I don't know how long they were dating once they got married. But I would have thought maybe that would have kind of already happened or been a discussion. But maybe not. Maybe it wasn't a big deal.
Between the parents?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But he could have said that, I feel like, at the birthday. That's kind of tough. I don't know. I guess just saying no at the birthday would have still been bad. But I would have said, baby, let's start with you having my last name. I'd be honored for you to have my last name. And then we can discuss more about the whole adoption process. Maybe that would have been a better approach. Yeah, I like that, Poppy. Yeah, maybe because he said there's nothing, but that's what I don't understand either. Hey, colleague.
What's up,
I don't understand why he's comfortable with giving her his last name if he feels like he doesn't love her like he loves his biological children, but he's not comfortable with adopting her. Maybe it is just the legal responsibility.
Yeah.
God forbid, I guess the mom So wait, if that's the case, see, I'm about to go down whole trajectory.
That's what I'm trying to say.
If it's the whole legal liability, like legal responsibility, and maybe the mom, God forbid, the mom passes away, and now he has to be responsible for all the children. So what were you going to do before? Just kick it in the curb?
That's what I'm saying. Like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, so we need to sit down.
That does not make sense.
We need to sit down.
Throw all that away?
Right.
Nah, buddy.
Poppy said as long as they are married, he is still financially responsible. Okay. But yeah, financially responsible, but I'm saying, like, well, I guess people can abandon their own children, like their biological children too, and not be there for them. But I'm just wondering, like, what is the mindset? Like, what's the difference between gaining the last name and adopting the child? I don't know. This is interesting, guys.
Yeah, that's why I was like, this makes me want to speak to who would you talk to? Social worker or something?
I guess you could talk to a social, like, for what? What?
Like about adoption and things like that.
Yeah, you could talk to. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the question may be, how is his marriage? That could be one too.
Yeah. That's interesting.
If his marriage bad, then he got to really be plotting, though.
Mm-hmm.
He got to be plotting a lot to figure out, I guess, how he gonna pull that one off smooth and take his own kids.
Aunt Chichi said we could speculate all day. Maybe the man doesn't feel the man. Aunt Chichi and Poppy are on the same page. Yeah. So, and that's, I guess, because we don't have all the information, it is just going to be a lot of speculation.
Right.
Because it just, something isn't making sense.
It's not.
Something's not lining up. And the bottom line goes to the fact that the family is definitely going to be broken and definitely hurt by this decision. Colleagues, his last lady wanted to give her kids his last name, Silly Rabbit. Well, colleague, then you shouldn't have been in a relationship with a woman with children.
That mean you was talking to her about stuff that you shouldn't have. Because why she think that she need to do that?
Yeah, you got if when you date. See, one thing I really think is important is, like, if you date someone with children, you have to know that you're not just dating that person.
Right.
Their child is forever attached to them.
Right.
And you can't just say, oh no, it's just me and the person and their child. Like, nah, I just, I'm just here.
Right.
But I'm not taking responsibility. If you want it to be long term, and you plan on really getting to know, don't waste somebody's time, especially when they have, ever, but especially when they have children, because children also form attachments to the people that they're around a lot. And if you're not there to be serious and to move forward, you're doing more damage than good.
So you being there.
I'm not saying you, colleague, but I'm just saying in general.
Yeah, but
because this guy, obviously, you see this example.
Right. I mean, but somebody being in the household for a few years and everything like that, being around a lot of kids and everything, you could, or not a lot of kids, being around kids, you could probably expect the parent to want to probably have that conversation with you. You get what I'm saying? If y'all in a relationship, Yeah.
So I definitely think I agree with what everyone said tonight, that a conversation has to be had.
Yes.
I do, we were kind of split on whether who should talk to them first, the mom or the dad, but I do think they both need to talk with her, and the mom does need to reassure her that she will always be there, and also just discuss with her, like, how has she been feeling, and does she feel like there's a difference between her and her siblings, and just make sure her daughter is feeling loved and supported and cared for, because this is going to definitely crush her spirit.
Yes.
So, do you want to do a question or an update?
What update? About what?
Hold on. This guy here is just a little slow.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So, yeah, he's a free agent now. Good, colleague. Stay free. Focus on yourself. Get yourself, where you want to be. And then go out and meet a lady.
Pretty much.
But yeah, so we'll have an update for you guys next time and see, what actually happened.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
All right, but to end the night, we're probably gonna go through one of our cards. Obviously, y'all know about our little deck of cards. Questions before marriage or moving. It might be backwards to you guys. Hopefully not. But we're just gonna draw a couple. We got a few minutes left. Want to pull a card, boys?
Sure, Hans. Okay. Oh, and before we do this, quick little plug. We sent out evites to our baby shower. It's going to be both in person and virtual. So please, why'd you do that? Why'd you? So please make sure you RSVP. You can RSVP no if you're not coming virtually. And then if you're coming in person, make sure you RSVP that you are. And we look forward to celebrating with you guys.
Yes, we do.
Okay. So, question. How will you balance competing time demands of work and family? Interesting.
So,
and you guys can answer this too, since most of you guys are in families.
Yeah, repeat the question one more time.
How will you balance competing time demands of work and family? Thank you, Aunt Chichi.
All right. So that's been in my mind a lot lately. Mm-hmm. With having a child on the way and things like that, and how much time I want to be there at the beginning and all of that. So I don't know how I'm gonna balance it. I don't know how I'm gonna balance it. And right now, just trying to make sure I put myself in the freedom space. I'm kind of leaning towards just making sure that I'm always there for my children first, my family first, excuse me.
Amen. Don't forget me. Don't forget me.
But yeah, so I can kind of just, always be there for my family and not make work a high priority, but I still want there to be a good majority of time for my work. Like a lot, I have free time, I want it to be for work,
being productive and getting things done.
Right, because I still have some goals and things I want to achieve and things I want to build to secure freedom, to secure for that freedom for generations, like we talk about a lot.
Right. Okay, I like that. I think for me, the biggest thing would be to, I guess, just make my time efficient. So, okay, if I do have to work, then I want to make sure that I'm working. But the free time that I have, I want to make sure I'm either spending with family or doing other things that are going to put us in a better, situation, financially, work-wise, so that I don't have to. Ultimate goal is not to have to work. If I want to work or both of us want to work, then that's beautiful. And fulfilling and we have goals that we want to do, but I want to be in a position to where it's not a necessity. Like we have assets and things that money's coming in to where we have that freedom to choose our schedules. Exactly. And so I think that would be the way. And okay, so let's start, I guess, because we're not there yet. How would I balance it now? I would just work with my husband and figure out a good balance for the both of us to where it's like we can both make sure, we're making ends meet, where the house is provided for, our family is provided for, but there's a good enough balance to where we're with our child. And, so it would just be a discussion with you mostly and us like figuring out our schedules together and just working together to make things the most efficient. And, how do you guys do it who, are in the chat? Because everyone has a family, right. And a lot of you guys work. Or did you choose for one person to work and one person just to stay at home? Because that's something some people do to balance that.
Some people do that. Some people have not even if they have the luxury of it. Some people know how to make their expenses work for them.
Yeah, and for some people it is a luxury because
it is.
Yeah, but some people, like you said, they will decrease their living expenses as much as possible so that they can live off of one income.
Right. I guess and it turns out to be a luxury though.
Yeah.
Even if it is somebody making just let's say 50 to 60,000, and they figuring out how to live off just 30. 30 or 40, they could be good.
Yeah, that's very true. And I think that is something also to consider when it's like trying to balance that. It's like, okay, we could go on a whole bunch of vacations or we could buy a whole bunch of, nice things, but does that take away from us, from the quality time? No, it will. If you can't afford, because like now you're spending money on this, so you need more money coming in.
Right. You need more coming in. You're right.
Yes.
But yeah, Chichi says that's what we did. We made a conscious decision to be able to afford for one of us to stay home full time.
Nice. That's a blessing.
She said, I see it as a luxury and a true blessing.
It is a huge blessing, especially like as a new mom or like when you first have a child, because we don't have the luxuries of other countries where they have maternity leave for like 18 months, I think is one of the longest that I've seen paid. We don't have that luxury in America. So it is a true blessing when a mom who just had her child can be there with the child, and when they have paternity leave too, and a father can be there, because it's still a lot on one person to raise a child. You don't think that would be boring sitting at home all day? No. And first of all, just because you're a stay-at-home mom doesn't mean you just stay at home. I mean, you can leave the house and you can do activities with your child. You still have a life. You can go out to eat. You can still do nice things. Just because you're a stay-at-home mom doesn't mean that you're just stuck in the house. You're not in prison.
Like I said, Khalid, think about it. If a guy makes 60,000 and they spend 30,000 a year to live, they got 30,000 to play with. Let's say even 40,000 to live. They got $20,000 a year for them and their kids. You get
right, to decide what you want to do. But that's where budgeting and, financial literacy comes into play.
Yeah, being aware of where your money going.
Right. Exactly. Camille said being a stay-at-home mom is a full-time job. And that is. Yeah, you're not it's not boring.
Right. And I'm laughing at Khalid.
What did he say?
Khalid said, I know that it better be clean when I get home. Some guys feel like that. I've heard.
Okay. I love when guys feel like that, because you know why? You know what I heard women say? They're like, okay, leave the baby with that same guy all day and let me come home into a clean house. They be sitting there looking like, who did it and why? Because you don't understand the demands of raising a child when you're the one leaving the house and not there 24/7. So it's a reality check when a man has to stay home, especially one who thinks like that, who has to stay home and actually do the work. Because dishes won't be done, laundry won't be done, house won't be clean. You'll be turning your head looking like, I don't know how you do it. Yeah, I know.
I think that's the worst part about the guy is usually they don't know how they do it. It be guys that don't wash their clothes, don't ever wash a dish.
Yeah, but have some appreciation. Don't assume because someone's staying at home that they're not doing anything, that they're just chilling and it's just a relaxing type of day all day.
No, I agree.
Let's see. Aunt Gigi said, I always approach it as a full-time job. Colleagues, you just gotta cuss. Okay, he said, yeah. You better get up and work.
You better get your day up and work.
Aunt Gigi says, very little time for boredom when you take it that seriously.
Right, and that's the big part. And so in a way, you're right, Khalid. You're right, Khalid, because it is a full-time job. Like making sure, like being a stay-at-home mom. Like it's not just a child. Like usually people.
What's he right about?
In a way, he shouldn't be talking like that. But when the stay-at-home mom does try to keep the house clean,
of course, that's what you're gonna do. But the mindset of I know it better be clean, and
yeah, I mean,
get your ace up and work.
Yeah, that is unnecessary.
Crazy.
Yeah,
because then where she turns around and says, "Okay, you expect this of me." I need to see you bring in at least 6 figures. What are you doing? Doing the bare minimum? No, you need to go out there, get a better job. If she talks to you the same way, you have to have respect.
some do.
That's all I'm saying. I don't hear that. Not from no stay-at-home mom who's saying, I never heard that.
You heard Ro? If it ain't working, she telling him he needs to go out there and get it together. Get some.
No, she's saying figure it out, but she doesn't know. She says to live within your means and you don't want to put that extra stress on your husband to have to like you shopping all the time and stuff like that. But she says if a light bill goes off, he does need to figure it out if she's a stay-at-home mom and he's working. So she didn't say no. Right, she didn't say that. Let's see. But yeah. All right.
But so she didn't say that the woman should make sure the house clean?
Yeah. And as a stay-at-home mom, that is part of your job and what you would like to do.
But it may not always be clean by the time you walk through the door.
Yeah, but I mean that's the intent, is to make sure it's a nice home, like clean home and stuff. And for me, okay, I'll be a stay-at-home mom for, some time. And I would want to make sure the house is clean and stuff because my mindset would be, okay, you're out working, doing what you're doing too. I want you to come. I know how it feels to come home to a clean home, to a comfortable home, to a nice home cooked meal after a long day of work. Because I remember working myself and enjoying coming home to a clean home, home cooked meal. So I know how it feels when you come home and things are just in a disarray. Exactly. And then you feel like, okay, well, I have to start doing this after I just got off of a long days of work.
Right. But nobody want a dirty house for a baby and their kids anyway. So that's one thing. Khalid says, let me see. He says, if I'm bringing in 7 figures, I bet not see one speck of dirt anywhere. Well, I mean,
Aunt Chichi, go ahead, girl.
Aunt Chichi says, you won't because you can hire someone to clean your house.
Exactly.
That's what I was about to follow up and say that. By the time I got 7 figures, my wife not cleaning this house.
I mean, I may do certain things, but you have people to clean the house.
What I'm cool with you doing is the laundry and cleaning up behind yourself in the kitchen.
You cool what I'm doing?
Yeah, like
no, I would still like tidy up certain things with the house cleaner
behind yourself.
No, but the house cleaner may not be there every day.
She did till I come home.
No, what?
She got a 9 to 5.
A house cleaner? You're doing too much. No.
She on a payroll.
No.
I'm giving her a better life.
No. Anyhow, but we would have a house cleaner for sure.
Yeah. I mean,
but I don't. Who said I want to be there with a house cleaner all day?
What? She mind her business. She cleaning.
I'm the lady at the house. I'll say what we need for that. Okay.
By the time I got 7 figures, she better clean this house.
Oh, hush. Anyway.
And you could just sit back. You know what I'm saying? Khalid laughing. For real, she could be 9 to 5. Kevin said, right now I'm a full-time father. and I'm tired by the end of the day.
I'm sure you beat.
And Kev got 2.
Yes. And so I'm sure
So
them babies dragging him ragged.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anywho, back to what the thing was. Balance is working together, and the theme of the podcast is good communication. So it's working with your spouse to make sure you guys are on the same page with how you're going to move forward, and not just trying to be bossy, Mr. Khalik. Okay, and telling someone what they need to do. Like, yeah,
yeah, that's not how you do it.
No, of course, like we may have expectations of each other,
right,
and we can discuss that, and we just like we come to an agreement, and we say, okay, if you expect dinner every day, da 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 da, or clean house, whatever, that's something we could agree upon.
Right.
But you ain't finna tell me I better have your house.
And that's the point of these cards, for real. If you do meet somebody and you plan on doing life with them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sit down and do these cards, have these type of conversations, because I'll be honest with you, we had a conversation about this type of stuff before, but not before we decided we was going to get married. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
We had already known that for a while, but when we thought we was going to get when we thought we would want to get married and stuff like that, these would have been
really good to talk about. Yeah, it just opens up. Forget those cards, my way or the highway. Kylie, you're gonna be single forever with that mindset. But no.
Either that, or you gonna have one of them girls that when people come around, they're like, you're like, I don't know why she acting like that.
But yeah,
I'm scared.
I do think that it's great to have these discussions and just make sure you're on the same page, because different things work for different relationships.
Yeah.
But as long as you guys are in agreement and you both feel respected, and you know where you guys stand with your choices, that's really all that matters.
Yes.
So thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. This was a wonderful conversation.
Yes, like
and
always.
I do hope we have the update of this situation, because I really love to know what ended up happening. This is a tough situation. I pray for that family. I pray for healing over them, and that they, can get through this and it makes sense. But everyone have a wonderful night. Make sure you guys follow us
Follow us on Instagram at the Powertrip Podcast. Make sure you subscribe.
Yes.
If you have not already, please like us on Facebook. Also, next week, I would like you guys to share the link to other people. Let's see if this works, okay? If you get the link, please share it to at least one person. We're trying to grow here. Get the conversation going with more people. But anyway, thank you guys.
Yes, we really appreciate that. And we thank you guys always for tuning in. You guys are the best. And Khalik says he was just kidding. He does want to get married someday and have someone to spend the rest of his life with. Oh, I love it. Yes. All right, good night, guys. Love you.
Deuces.